Everything these days uses power, and I'm constantly misplacing my power adapters or losing them, or someone takes them, my daughter, and she forgets to put them back. Or if I'm traveling, I leave them at hotel rooms, I leave them at friends' houses. I go through so many power adapters, and if you're in the same boat, then I have the solution for you today. We have our very first power adapter with a built-in Find My tracker. So it's like an AirTag, but it's built into the actual power adapter, and it works on the best tracking network out there, Apple's Find My, with over 1 billion devices out there helping you find your misplaced items. Plus, has a left behind feature, so you don't even need to leave these things behind, because you're going to get notification and go back and get your power adapter. I don't understand why this hasn't been released 5 years ago when the AirTag was released, because this is a must-have. Did the AirTags come out 5 years ago? I don't know. Anyways, this is the first one I've ever seen, and I absolutely love it. Now, 12 South has 2 different models, and they have a bunch of different models for different countries, but I'm looking at the North American one. They have the 50-watt one, and then they have the 120. 50-watt one has 2 USB-C plugs, and the 120 has 4 USB-C plugs. And if you're still using USB-A, you gotta ask yourself, why are you still using USB-A into 2024? Just about everything should have USB-C. I absolutely love the design of this. I've seen many power adapters these days that stick out from the wall like 2, 3, 4 inches, and they just fall right out of the power socket. And I don't understand why people think it's okay to make power adapters stick out so far. Apple, come on now. Yes, I live in that older house, and the power adapters probably need to be replaced. They've been used for 30, 40 years, but they still work. They just can't hold a adapter that sticks out 4 inches. But I digress. This 12 South only sticks out like an inch, like a normal power adapter does, and then the USB-C plugs are at the bottom of this instead of sticking out the front. So this is a much better design, and I don't have to worry about falling out my outlets. Now, one of the first questions I had when I got this was, how is the power distributed between the 4 ports? I have the 120. You'll have the same question even on the smaller one, just with 2 ports. Well, it depends on what the draw is. I like how this one can adapt to what you put on here. So if you have one accessory, for instance, if I have my 140 watt MacBook Pro 16-inch, I can plug into any of these 4 port, and I'm going to get the full 120. Now, if I plug in a second one, I'm going to get less. And I have a chart up here from the instructions to show you, as you put more things on, where the power will go if the power is requested by that device. But understand, you're going to only get 120 watts maximum out of all 4, or just one if it's taking 120. And if you plug in that second one, it's going to slow down the wattage on the first one, just so it can power 2, 3, 4 devices. It's just going to be a little bit slower across the board. Now, being very familiar with Bluetooth trackers, I know that the tracking ability requires power also. So I was wondering, is there a built-in battery? Does it get recharged by plugging this in? Unfortunately, it does not. There is a built-in battery. It is a CR2032, just like what's in the AirTag, that lasts about a year. So when that dies, you will have to replace it. It does not get recharged by plugging this in. So it's 2 different charging systems, one for your USB-C wires and one for the actual Find My tracking. And now talking about Find My, this does work exclusively with Apple Find My. So you will need an iPhone, iPad, or other similar device that has Apple Find My, and you will need to add this into the Find My app by going into it, hitting the plus, and following the instructions. Super easy to do. And by the way, the maximum number of items you can have is 32. I know that because I have way more than that, and I always have to delete stuff to get another one in there to test. So Even in the new iOS 18, it's still at a maximum of 32. Hopefully, Apple will up that, but it is what it is, and most people don't have 32 tracking devices. They're not as crazy as I am. And now that it's added, you can go in there and make it ring. So as you can hear or not hear, it's not very loud. Now, that's not the end of the world, because most of the time, if you happen to leave this behind somewhere, it's going to be where you left it. And the main part of this is that you really want that left behind feature. So if you happen to leave this behind, say at a hotel or a friend's house, you'll get a notification on your phone to go back and get it. And hopefully it's plugged in exactly where you left it. On the other hand, if you misplace this in the house and it's not plugged in into the wall, then it's not very loud and you will not be able to find it. It does not have the precision finding feature that the Apple AirTag has, so you cannot use that. You can only find this via sound, and it's not very loud. Now, this does use Bluetooth, so it will have to work within Bluetooth range, which is about 30 feet or so when it's inside your house. But if you happen to misplace this beyond 30 feet, maybe out in the world somewhere, this does work with all iPhones and iPads and the entire Apple community, and it can report back that location where it connected, and then hopefully you can go to that location and find your plug bug. But understand, this does not have GPS. It is just a simple Bluetooth tracker to help you find your misplaced items, or here, your misplaced power adapter. All in all, I'm super happy to see this in a power adapter. Having Find My is definitely something I need for my power adapters, because I travel a lot, I go to friends' houses a lot, and I lose so many of these. So if you're like me and you lose your power adapters, this is a must-have. And I do wish it was louder, but it is what it is. At least I have the left behind feature, and I won't be leaving them behind. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope this video was helpful. I will be leaving affiliate links down below if you want more information on this. And if I have any discount codes, definitely check that out down below. Thanks for watching. See you guys on the next one.